Well, I think we're back. Tint Wisdom number 137, and we'll be joined with Carlos here soon. And we'll just wait to see when Carlos gets in here, and we'll join again. We're going to just go directly through Facebook. We ran into some technical issues, as everybody saw, but the show must go on. Therefore, this is going to be how we're going to do it. So, as soon as I see Carlos in this chat, I will send him a request to join. And I see Carla in here, so should see Carlos, the Squeegee, sometime soon. All right, there he is. And I also have to take the purple brick background down for the show. Hey, buddy.
Good?
I don't know. I couldn't really hear you. Yeah, I think you're good.
All right, man.
Yep.
So far, so good?
So far, so good. I think we're good.
So we missed out on one of the most tintifying entrances on a Tint Wisdom fit for the return.
We did. We did. You want to do it again?
Have you? Oh, well, you can't even air the promo here, could you?
That's a problem. No promo.
Yeah, we could do it again.
Nah, it's all right. I mean, I'm just kidding. It's up to you. I'm just kidding. We should probably just move on and
Yeah.
And you know, so
That's probably, to be honest with you.
Say it again.
I said that's probably what killed it. That promo was too tintified for the internet, the Tinternet.
It's possibly what happened. It might have been shared, and as people saw you coming out of the van or still in the van, it might have taken down the connection for a lot of people throughout the country, world.
Yeah, right over
there. So,
yeah.
Should we talk about all the things we're not going to be able to do on the show today because we're connecting this way?
Yeah, let's go for it, man. What is everybody?
So here's the thing. Let's kick this off with the giveaway, with at least one of the giveaways. I was just explaining to everyone that we're going to do 3 giveaways on the show. They're each worth $100 towards Tintertainment Tinter Battles 2022 merch. You can get that at tintertainment.com. And the first person to use the discount code is going to be the person who wins. So you do have to have very fast fingers. And then Carlos, you'll actually know who makes the order and who took advantage of the discount code. So
Oh yeah.
One of the things that we're not going to be able to necessarily do today is go over the review feature on TintWiz. And coincidentally enough, TintWiz is the first discount code. So first person to use the discount code TintWiz on Tintertainment's website for up to $100 worth of Tinter Battles merch is about to be tintified.
Yeah, so basically what you do is you go to tintertainment.com and then just find the Tinter Battles 2022 official merch. Use promo code TintWiz. Is it one word?
You put it in.
I put it in exactly how you said it to me. I forgot it which way. I think it was
no space. There's a space
okay.
Normally, but I think I said it to you in no space because I think that makes more sense for a discount code.
All right, so then no space. Type that in the promo code. You get $100 worth of merch for absolutely free. Sponsored by the TintWiz app.
So a little tip. Somebody right now is about to win the first $100. If you want to win the second or the third one, keep the merch in your cart because the next time we give away the next 2 discount codes, if your merch is already in your cart, you will be faster at checking out. And Tim got it. That's why somebody had mentioned that it said invalid. Once it's used, it's probably going to show it's invalid. So Tim Johnson, congratulations. You have fast fingers.
Which is going to come in handy for
that brings up the new segment that's being introduced at Tinter Battles 2022. And This segment is, do you want to explain it, or do you want me to? Whatever.
So what's going to happen at the TintWiz? I mean, what's going to happen at Tinter Battles 2022? There's going to be a battle, but it's a battle of proposals using the TintWiz app. and it's going to test the speed for how fast you can send out a proposal to customers. But then it's going to test out, the winner's going to be determined not only by speed, but by the quality and presentation of a Tint Wiz proposal. So obviously the person with the fastest fingers and the most creative proposal is going to win. And what are they going to win, Eric?
So the winner, there will be an automotive proposal and there will be a flat glass proposal battle. And the winner of each of those is going to win a purple brand new iPad mini that they can use the Tint Wiz app on or do anything they want with it. And then they'll also win a completely, full expense paid trip to Tinter Battles 2023. So that's going to cover travel, hotel, and any entrance, like everything. So whoever wins each of those proposal battles are going to be completely covered for next year's Tinter Battle, full ride over there. So
full ride, all tintified included in the price, sponsored by Tint Wiz.
So there's going to be more details that come out on that, and the idea behind it is we're going to during the segment basically put out the details of like the person's name, the phone number, and so on. And the first one to send a quote that meets the basic requirements, meaning which we're going to put out in the in a post that has all the details of it. But it's going to be pretty simple. For the automotive, the first one that meets those requirements with flat glass, you have to actually enter some dimensions in. And again, it's just the first one to be able to send that quote. First one that comes through, as long as it meets those basic criteria of what a good quote should look like, which will all be detailed beforehand. So it's not no guesswork for you. First one that comes through for auto, for flat, we're both walking away with an iPad and a full ride to Tinter Battles 2023. And you do have to be there to compete. I think somebody, Tim said, so we don't have to be there. You do have to be there. So these details are going to be given out like live, and you'll be like literally there on your phone, typing it in and sending that quote. And the first one that comes through to that phone number, we're going to see it up on the screen, and we'll know who the winner is.
Yeah, so we're going to put out a lead form, or we're going to put out the lead projected on the screen. Once it's projected on the screen, then it's going to be up to Tint Wiz users in the crowd, in the audience, to submit the full out proposal. And then it's going to be a 2-round thing, right? Speed is the first one to get in, and then quality, or how are we going to do it?
So what I liked was basically for auto, they know like, what makes a good auto proposal, right? You should have a good, better, best. You should have an upsell in there. There should be at least an upsell opportunity. There should be some pictures of your work, some information, on the films and so on. And, the person's name spelled correctly and so on. To me, the first person who sends that proposal that meets that criteria, they're going to, be told the person's name, phone number, year, make, and model on the spot. First one that gets that quote out from their canned proposals wins. Now with flat glass, it'll be, you're going to hear their name, their phone number, their address, and then the dimensions. And you'll see it up on the screen as well. First one to type them all in there and give the couple film options. So we'll ask for a quote that shows us something with privacy, and then something with more of a natural look. So maybe a reflective option, like a dual reflective, and then a ceramic or a natural look. So we'll want to see 2 options on the flat glass. And those are all going to be details that are spelled out beforehand. So if you want to have your canned proposal ready and just enter in the customer's information and send, then that would be the smart thing to do. Because the idea is, you basically know ahead of time the kind of quotes you send and so on. So it's just a matter of getting it there, getting it sent first.
Yeah, pretty much a all-out purple battle between the Tint Wiz users for sending out the fastest and best proposals using the Tint Wiz app, which is in turn is going to show everybody else in the crowd how other shops and other people are using it to give you the competitive advantage whenever you are slinging some film and making some money back where you come from.
And what I'm kind of curious, I think it would be, I'm curious because, okay, so I want to have a leaderboard, right? Like a whole leaderboard. There's a first place, there's a second place, there's a third. Somebody's going to come in 5th and 6th. And I'm curious if it's like all top 10, let's say, are dominated by Tint Wiz users, or if there's non-Tint Wiz users that just wanted to enter the competition that happen to win. Is it going to be like long-time Tint Wiz users? Is it going to be, people that just literally sign up right there and get it going because they want to possibly win? We'll find out.
Yep. So that's going on with the Tint Wiz proposal. battle at Tinter Battles 2022.
So, question for you. I know there's a King of the Shrink battle at Tinter Battles 2022. Is that potentially where that belt is going to be put on the line, or is that belt not up for grabs this Tinter Battle?
Now, hold on. Omnipotent, all-knowing Tint was Eric Davash. Now, look, listen here. This is an honorary championship awarded to the Texas Squeegee on behalf of the Tintertainment Network for putting together and making possible the most intensifying event in the industry that promised change and delivered on that change. This is the belt of the Texas Squeegee, because I was able to accomplish what many have tried for years, and the Texas Squeegee pulled it off. Now, will this belt ever go on the line? The answer is yes. This belt at some point will go on the line, but let me make it clear. The Texas Squeegee is a prize fighter. The Texas Squeegee is a prize tinter. This belt will not go just to any chump, because you are looking at the ultimate champ. Squeegee that.
Okay. So that's clear. There was a lot of comments that came through based on
Now, listen, omnipotent, all-knowing Eric Davash. Don't think that you're looking at me and fooling the Texas Squeegee, because I know with a question like that, you're probably working for Nipsey Solid Goldman, since he seems to be the one that's hungry for this belt, flaunting around his little fourth place yogurt lid medal.
yogurt lid.
Oh yeah, we all know. Look, fourth place don't get winners. At the end of the day, he was a third loser as far as the Texas Squeegee is concerned. And he's looking at a champ right here. All I know is he may call himself the industry complaint department, but I've got a complaint that he won't be able to process called the Texas Squeegee, the biggest speck he'll ever have to chisel out in his window tinting career.
So I really hope that after this Tinter Battles for the next one, that you're able to compete, because I feel like there's 31 teams now entered to potentially compete at Tinter Battles 2022. I feel like that's 62
absolutely.
people that want a piece of the Texas Squeegee, frankly.
Well, look, there was that one meme that was put out that said the competitor we all wanted and the competitor we all got. Now,
That was so funny.
That was, I believe that was Nipsey. I'm telling you, Nipsey want this belt because Nipsey has gotten close to what it's like to feel like being a champion. And when he sees the real champion, the ultimate champion in the window tinting community, Nipsey says, that's a guy that I want to be like when I grow up. Well, Nipsey, come and tint it. Squeegee that.
So I wanted to put you on the spot today and talk about, there's 31 teams now have entered to compete, and in a couple of weeks, a little less than a couple of weeks, the voting will go live, and 5 teams are going to be chosen by the window tint community. Okay, 5 teams are going to be chosen to compete, and they're going to be picked by the window tint community. Now, we've seen quite a bit of content coming out from, I would say, maybe 5, 6, 7 teams. Haven't really heard much for those other teams. I'm curious who you think, like, you're going to vote, right?
Yeah, so this is how this works. Now, this is a concept that has never been done in the window tinting industry, because again, Tinter Battles is all about innovating and elevating the industry and pushing the creative envelope for what exists with tinter and entertainment, aka Tintertainment. So the concept works is anybody can enter to win. However, we have limited spaces to compete. In order to move on to the competition itself, you have to get voted by the window tinting community. You have to let people know why they want to see you move on. You have to convince them why you need to go on to move on, why you are going to take home the Tinter Tag Team titles from Heineken, Mike Norg, and Robert the Torture Moreno with Boss Lady Window Tint. So, on December the 14th, there are 6 different groups that are going to be participating in the voting process. There is 1 poll per group. Each member in that group gets 1 vote within that group. So if you are a member in all 6 groups, you can vote in each of the groups whole. You can vote 6 different times. How you use that vote is totally up to you. Whether you truly want to support just one team and give 6 votes all to them, or, which is what I'm going to do, I want to see a certain roster competing at Tinder Battles 2022. So I'm going to disperse my votes, because I want to see certain teams go up against each other, given that they're going back and forth with the trash talking and all the memes and all the shades and everything that's been, all the shady stuff, wink, wink, going back and forth with Tinder Battles 2022. Now, that being said, one of the guys who just came in recently, who was the last nominee that entered the competition for Tinder Battles 2022, it happens to be what, in my opinion, is going to be the guy that's probably, you know, maybe in the top leading spot going into the competition. Now, of course, I'm talking about Montana, the Tint Craftsman, with the dangerous squeegees with Champagne Melody. That guy has been putting out the TikToks that has been literally the embodiment of tintertainment. This is a tinter in entertainment. And I gotta say, omnipotent, unknowing Devash, this guy has been making the Texas Squeegee laugh. And I'll tell you what, I want to see that guy compete at Tinder Battles 2022, because I will make a guarantee right here as I'm sitting here live in living color in the flesh. If Montana moves on to compete in the finalist competition at Tinder Battles 2022, he will have one of the most tint-defying entrances going into that competition. Squeegee that.
I totally agree with you. So Montana came out of nowhere with full 10 on 10 fire videos, and every day it's like back to back to back. And like essentially they just put a smile on your face. They put a smile on my face, put a smile on your face. I see it in the comments, and like he is absolutely somebody I want to see. And like he wasn't necessarily going to compete at first. And Marco Cazorla, another gentleman that's we all know. Maybe people don't know him by that name anymore because they changed his name, I guess, officially to the Film Trainer. I don't know if you saw that, but like he legally changed his name. But anyway, he's another one who's going to compete, or trying to compete rather. And
yeah,
kind of like, you know, Marco, like I love Marco. He's a great friend. But the main reason why I want to see Marco compete is Tinder Battles 21. I was standing next to him and he looked at these windows of the other competitors and he just was like, this is a joke. Are you kidding me? Like, I'll destroy these people. This is terrible. Like, he was just like, I literally remember him saying, my trainees do better than this. So for him to shit on the competitors that badly at last year's Tinder Battles, it's so fitting that he competes hopefully at this Tinder Battles if he gets voted in.
Well, see, Marco has an advantage in that he was a judge for the first one. So going into the second one, Marco knows exactly what he's looking for. Marco knows, he knows exactly the type of work that won that competition because he was a judge on that. So, and on top of that, his partner, which is Eliu, Marco and Eliu are known as the Puerto Rican duos. That guy is no joke. That guy is real deal. I mean, he is, this team, if this team moves on to compete at Tinder Battles, they may be one of the ones who might walk out as the new tag team titles. They make a very, very strong team, and Marco's putting his name out there, and I think he's going to get a lot of votes. I hope to see him compete up there because Marco's been doing a lot of talking. Now it's going to be time to back that up, but he has to win over the window tint community because it is up to them. It's not up to any one person. It's not up to me. It's not up to anybody. It's up to a whole community who compete at this thing. So Marco's definitely got an advantage going into this thing. He knows exactly what it's like to compete at that thing. Obviously, Heineken, Mike Nord, Robert the Torture, and Boss Lady, they have the returners compete. And that's going to be, that's going to be a tough team to beat. When I've spoken to Robert the Torture Moreno, and I asked him, how did you win? This guy used the entire 1 hour time limit that we had at Tinder Battles 2021. He used up that entire time limit to make sure that his work was the top notch. See, Sean Roach, the ultimate window tint warrior, and Badass Billy Ellis were the first ones to finish. Shortly after that, it was myself and the man, the myth, the legend, Jake, that Tint Dude 3 on Instagram, and we finished up pretty quick. Robert played the slower game, and that in the end is what actually won. Because when you talk to this man, when you ask him, Robert, how did you win? He said there were windows that did not meet my standard of quality, and we tore them off, and we used them all of the time, because Tinter Battles 2022 is not about who's the fastest. It's who puts out the best work within that time limit. I feel like they used their time wisely, and it paid off. They won. Robert says they are not going to take that belt from him. There is no way. There's no way Robert the Torture Moreno has put in the sweat, the tears, the time. This is a mobile tinter that adapts to any changing environment around it. This is a mobile tinter that has 1,000 ways of doing window tint. There is no way he is going to lose that belt to some chump that is going to come in there into a climate controlled facility, because at the end of the day, Robert Moreno does this every single day. That's going to be a tough team to beat. And obviously, Heineken Mike Nord won his competition drinking Heinekens and laughing the entire way through. This man is going to come back. He's going to come back a little bit humble, more prepared, but with a much more sharper vision and sharper focus. He's going to come back, and they say they're going to be undefeated. The first one, there was debate. Maybe they got lucky. Who knows? It's a home field advantage. Who knows? Tinter Battles 2022, they are guaranteeing that they are for sure going to let everybody know this was no fluke. This was no mistake. They are walking out hands down. Tinter Battles 2022, undefeated, undisputed champions.
They no doubt have the advantage because, like you said, they won before, so they're going to have less nerves than you competing for the first time. Everybody should acknowledge that no matter how much you prepare, when the spotlight's on you, your hands can shake, your forehead can sweat, except if you're Marco, because he wasn't born with sweat glands, and man doesn't sweat under any pressure. But beyond him, sweating and being nervous is a real thing, right? No matter what you do.
I would say that this is a competition that's under a lot of pressure, because it's not, look, there is no sound barriers when it comes to the audience and the tinters. You can make as much sound, you can be as crazy as chaotic. Like, this is all about fun and engagement. There is no, you got to keep it under a certain limit. The tinters, you got to roll with what you got. We don't even know what that environment is going to be like, more or less, but I know from the first one, there was people giving the tinters drinks. There was people talking trash to each other as they were doing the window tint competition. This is all stuff that is, as a tinter, a true champion has to set those blinders, set the distraction aside, and make it all about the work, because that's ultimately what's going to win the competition. It's who's going to crack under pressure and who's going to shine under pressure.
Yep.
Now,
and
you know, a person that came out of the team, I should say, probably the first team that jumped on board when the Tinter Battles nomination was announced is the team of Haas Evans and Jeff Welch. And Haas has been doing a lot to be putting out content and putting out teams. Haas is so confident going into Tinter Battles 2022 that they are going to take home those belts with Tint Hozilla, Extreme Hozilla team.
they get voted in, right?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so based on what you've seen right now, what is your prediction?
So, okay, voted in. I feel like, look, there's a group of people who have been putting out content. So obviously, like next one's up has been putting out a lot of memes. Jordan put out some videos. Mitch has been probably the first one to put out content. He was putting out content before Tinter 22 was announced. He was putting out content already. So like he's been putting out funny fucking content. Obviously, like Haas and Extreme Hozilla and like the Tinter boys, like I know he's like got other things planned, and like I thought that shit was the funniest thing out. Like I thought that was awesome what he did. And so like these are just like the names that are coming in my head. And then we have the Mullet and the Diva. They're coming in with content now. I'm following like their series. The Mullet was caught doing who knows what in his truck with the windows blacked out a couple days ago. And you know what I'm saying? Like these are the people that I can name off the top of my head. Now, with that said, there's people like Jamal and Pretty Boy Patrick Latman, who like I expected to see Patrick posting from the tub with like bubbles and him like squeegeeing himself down. I expected some content. Now, you know, I just did. And like, I'm not saying it's not coming, but what I am saying is I do think that if you're not putting out content, you don't probably have too much of a chance. Now, real quick, there is the other side of this, which is when the voting goes live, regardless of the content you put out, it's going to be the people who hustle to get all of their friends and all of their potential votes to join all 6 groups to vote all 6 times, whether it be for just you or you become one of those votes. And that hustle for the week that the voting is open, I think is actually going to maybe even open up for somebody we didn't have on the radar to win because of the hustle that they put on then. So what I'm saying is, if this was me, I would be putting out as much content as possible now, as much as possible right now, so that people are familiar with who you are and you're entertained and they want to see you compete. But then I would be stockpiling content for when the voting goes live, so that I have content I've already made plus content I'm making, so that you can hit it that much harder. And I would try to make content, if it was me, that is feudalicious, because I think there's nothing more interesting than a feud with another team, frankly. And that's why I do think the industry complaint department has a very good chance, because they tend to, somebody tends to put something out and they tend to like whack-a-mole it down, you know?
I tell you what, like Nipsey Solid Goldman, he's definitely gonna. I would say, look, this guy's been they've been putting in their time, especially Nipsey. He's been putting in he's been campaigning for his team. He's been consistent. Now I'll tell you what, Nipsey's been running his mouth a little bit, so I want to see him go in there and compete. I want to see him back up what he's saying. Guy has been.
I don't doubt Nipsey's ability at all, because he's such a he's competed so many times in the past and placed at the window film competition, that I'm not saying he's going to win, because he's going to go up against great tinters, but I'm saying as far as like nervousness, I think he has quite the advantage on his side.
It could be, but look, Tinter Battles is a field and a stage like he has never experienced before. He's experienced it from the audience perspective, not while he's there and trying to focus, and you got people on the side yelling at you and trying to give you drinks and everything like that. So, I want to see Nipsey compete in there. Nipsey has done really well in other competitions, but again, Tinter Battles is a whole different beast. It's completely different. So I want to see him go in there. I want to see him defend the stuff that he's been saying. I want to see him back up everything like that. I think Nipsey would be a solid contender for this Tinter Battles. And one of the guys that went in there that I wanted to see a little bit more of is the Cali Bros. Cali Bros was doing a whole lot of talking, and look, this is a team that these are funny guys. This is a charismatic team that I want to see them going there representing the West Coast from California.
I definitely agree.
If I was the Cali Bros, I would contact Liz, the window tinting queen, coming from the same side of the country, and ask for some advice. How do we get in? As far as, look, right now, if you want to get in, one of the things that I would completely take advantage of, if I was a team right now, I would get on these interviews. I would get on a Tinter Tuesday. I would get on a B+. I would get on It's Just a Cup of Coffee. I would get into these things because more airtime is more face to face with your audience. So get in there and let us know why we want to see you compete. Let us know why you are going to win the tag team titles in Tinter Battles 2022. Give people a reason to want to see you at this event, and trust me, people will.
Yep. That's truly the name of the game.
Yeah, see, here's the other thing too. We have a lot of stuff coming on as far as Tinter Battles right now. The event schedule, which will be, I'll be publishing that probably after the show. The event schedule so far, we have a Ppf Pro Master Class that is going to be led by Billy Ellis. Badass Billy Ellis is making a return as the Ppf Pro. And he's going to be leading a master class both in intro and in advanced audience. And he's going to be giving some of the few tricks of what he does and how he's been so successful. Yeah, and Ppf window tinter. There is obviously going to have back the window tinter workshop with kids involved in it as well. But people of all ages is welcome to be in there. So anybody that wants to be a part of the workshop and wants to get their hands dirty with some window film, there's going to be that. There's also going to be, like you mentioned earlier, the featuring tournament. Now, the featuring tournament is designed to push the envelope for how fast someone can shrink a windshield and how creative you can be in it. Obviously, you guys saw the flamethrower that the Texas Squeegee, well, maybe we didn't see the flamethrower because of the little issues we were having. However, that flamethrower will make an appearance at Tinter Battles 2022 because there is a competition that the Texas Squeegee is going to enter for how fast someone can shrink a window, whether you're using a flamethrower, you're using a double torch where you tape them up and it's a double torch, triple heat gun. It doesn't matter. You're using lighter fluid and then light that thing up and maybe it's like a bubble wrap. And it's a 2-second shrink. Who knows, man? I want to see people get creative with this thing at Tinter Battles 2022 with how you can shrink a back window. And let's see how it's going to go. I've seen a lot of different ways that people heat shrink this thing. We're going to push the envelope. There's also an evening dinner party. Now, this is the one I'm particularly excited about because we're having food catered to the event itself. We're all going to have a great time, but there's going to be a Tintertainment show. And it's going to be Tinters and entertainment. And part of that show is we're going to see some comedy skits. Maybe we're going to see some impersonations. Who knows? We're going to put that stuff together. But one thing for sure, it's going to be one of the most memorable experiences because we're going to see probably some familiar faces with memories that we're going to see familiar faces doing things that we had never seen them before. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then obviously there's an Inter Battles competition. This year is going to have an even greater turnout than we had the first year because it's March. It's Tinter Battles, and the venue's a gorgeous shot. I've only seen pictures of it. The Texas is going to go tour it in person, but the venue is going to be a gorgeous shot, plenty of control, super well organized, super clean. We're going to have a entertaining time.
So on that note, ultimately, like, there's not necessarily a hard limit as far as I understand when I asked you before, as far as like how many people can show, like so far, like can show up, like ultimately, like there's still tickets available. But at some point, there is a limit to where, like, unfortunately, there's not enough, like there could be more humans than legally allowed in the building. So basically the point is the tickets are free. You get them on tintertainment.com. They're completely free. It would behoove you to get your ticket because it's free and then you're locked in, as opposed to not going and not getting your ticket and then kind of finding yourself in a scenario where maybe there's not tickets available.
Yeah, there is going to be it's a free entry. Anybody can register right now. And I suggest that you do because it's super easy. Just do it. There's no credit card info needed. It's absolutely free, but it is limited because, again, legally speaking, there's a certain capacity we can go over. Otherwise, we're going to get in trouble. And I know for a fact there's going to be a packed house. So there is a limit to how many tickets are available. Now, so far, there have been 85 registers to the event. We're still a couple months out. So these tickets, once they get promoted even more, they're going to go fast. The best thing that you can do is register right now. And one ticket per person. So however many people are you going, whether it's your staff, your family, whatever, make sure that you order enough so that everybody's accounted for. We don't go over that limit. And we know exactly what we're working with in catering and how to best deliver on the most entertaining time that probably is going to happen in 2022.
Carlos, so you can get the tickets on tintertainment.com. You know what else you can get on tintertainment.com?
Another giveaway.
That's right. And the next giveaway discount code is the word Tintertainment. So first person to use that code and check out with up to $100 worth of merch from tintertainment.com will be getting it for free. So I don't know if you can see on your end. Yep, Tintertainment, all one word.
Yeah, Tintertainment, all one word. You get $100 off if you order $100 worth of merch. It's free. You get it for absolutely free. You can order more. You'll get $100 off of your order. So, and you know what? We have not released official Tinter Battles 2022 merch. So this is an exclusive giveaway that people can actually get in right now. We haven't released it, but the links are up and they're live. So anybody that wants to go in there right now is the time to do it. Get your Tinter Battles gear in time to produce content and in time to show up to the event and have the most tint-defying time.
Yep.
So what's going on with this this Tint Wiz review review request? I've been seeing a lot of people, man. A lot of people have been giving it shout out. They're generating reviews now, which is a huge plus, because as it stood before, you had to sometimes subscribe to softwares that send those automatically for you. And now included in the Tint Wiz package. Where did the inspiration come from? Why did you do it?
So, you know, reviews are obviously a super important part of anybody's business, or they should be. They have a effect on your Google rankings potentially. They're obviously like what stands out to customers. Reviews are everything, or almost everything. And automating that system, automating that process within Tint Wiz just made sense, instead of, like you said, having to connect to a third-party software and pay for that. So what we did is we added a review section. You'll see it in the menu. It just says reviews and it says new. You do have to activate it. All you have to do is just basically click to activate it. And then you can go in and add any external review sites you'd like to potentially direct your customer to. So you can add your like Google Places, your Facebook if you want. It has like Nextdoor and Home Advisor and so on. Now, I don't really recommend necessarily you adding all of them in there. I think, in my opinion, like I would add the ones that, number one, you want to build reviews on most. And number two, like if you use Nextdoor, have Nextdoor on there. But if you don't use Nextdoor, then there's not really too much of a point, in my opinion. You'd rather funnel those to Google. Now, there's also in there, and that's all automatic. So you can set like, you know, send a review request when the invoice is marked paid, or when you check out of the event or whatnot. And what's also cool is these reviews, if you enable it within the review area, these reviews can automatically show up on your proposals and show up on your website if you embed them on your website. So when you feature a review, when you get a review, you can just click to feature it. That'll show up in your proposals automatically and so on, making your proposals even that much more powerful. Now, something that I think maybe some people haven't really been aware of yet in there is you can actually add any review you want to your Tint Wiz review profile page. So right now you could basically go into your Google page. You might enable your Google or your Tint Wiz page and there's nothing on there right now. Well, you can go onto your Google page and copy paste a review and actually publish it and mark the source as Google. And you could even add pictures if you have that pictures from that project in there. So you can actually self-populate your review page ahead of time as well, and bring in any reviews from anywhere you want to populate that page, which again are going to show up on your proposals as well as potentially on your website.
So, you know, like if let's just say that that, you know, we're on a flat glass job, right? And I'm going over my proposal system. If it's set up to be optimized for what everything Tint Wiz has to offer, and it gives the customer, the client, different options, right, for different films, and a good, better, best, for example, you can add pictures, right, from previous jobs. You can add infographics and stuff like that. And now what you're saying is that now it'll have reviews, real customer reviews, so that the customer side of it will see these are all of my options. This is what it looks like, and this is what other people are saying.
That's right. So as you scroll down, as they scroll down the quote, the proposal, they're going to see their options. Then they see the approve button, and right below that approve button, it's going to say, you know, what our customers are saying about us, and there are your reviews. And then they're in order of recent to oldest, except for when you feature them. So when you feature them, well, on your proposal, it's going to show the featured ones. On your review profile, the featured ones still show up at the top. So obviously your proposals become more powerful. It's completely hands off on your end. Once you set this up, the customer gets a text, they get an email, and they get a couple other email follow-ups asking for the review. And you'll also see that profile page link. That profile page link is, you know, it's a unique URL to your company name. So in your case, it would be, you know, tintwiz.me/Texas Tint Masters Houston. Right? And that link then shows your company information. It has potentially a link to your website, or you could link it to dry care instructions or whatever. It has a button where they can get a review. where they can leave a review. It has a button where they can request a quote, and it shows all your reviews. So that's also a great way to just share, like something to share with potential customers and to link, because they can get a quote and they can also go to your website. But really what you're doing is you're putting in front of your reviews, which should be full of pictures and so on.
Yeah, it's a huge advantage. Like the way that we've been using it here in Houston, the Tint Wiz app has given us such a competitive advantage, because over and over I keep running into the same feedback of, it was easy to book with us. The presentation was top notch, especially for flat glass. So if you're an automotive tinter, if you're an automotive tint shop, you want to expand into flat glass, if you are familiar with the Tint Wiz app, it's such a smoothless transition to just like plug in the flat glass division side. You're automatically, it's almost like a cheat code, because you're not starting from ground zero. If you're auto tinter going into flat, if you have the Tint Wiz app, it's like a cheat code that all of a sudden just pushes you up, because the vast majority of people that are giving out proposals for flat will have to take the measurements down. We'll go back to their office. We'll do it. Sometimes they do it a day later, a couple of days later. Competing against a company that uses the Tint Wiz app, all of a sudden, like, that customer is used to seeing maybe three companies that are taking a while to get them their numbers, versus the fourth one that might come in using the Tint Wiz app that has everything like you mentioned, reviews on a proposal. It's a link that's shareable, so if they need to share with a project manager or a spouse or anybody, they could just copy and paste that link, and it's instant proposal numbers, like instant number. That ability to sit right in person with that customer and say, hey, this is what your project is going to look like. Would you like to schedule? If they have any objections to it, you can deal with it right on the spot, and it's better to deal with them in person than sending a text and potentially getting ignored, or sending an email and getting back to you. So it is such a huge competitive advantage using the Tint Wiz app, and it's definitely tremendously helped us out for developing our flat glass side. We just added Van to the fleet, and this is the third month that we moved into the flat glass division, and I can't say, I really don't know what it would be like without the Tint Wiz. It's made it easier to grow into that direction. And it's not like we're having to use a completely new system, or having to kind of puzzle piece systems together in order to make a flat glass division work. Boom, integrated with the Tint Wiz app. It fits right in with our automotive schedule. It's not on conflict with it, man. It is such a huge competitive advantage.
So, not to get into specifics, I guess, but you mentioned a job before we got on here. You mentioned a job that you just won, and like, I feel like that job was such a pivotal and like good example of like for you, and as an example of like, if you're doing things the old way, meaning like if you would have written a paper quote for that guy, I feel like he probably I feel like you had the advantage and you won the job for way more money than the job you were going against, the person you were going against.
Yeah.
Partially because of the Tint Wiz app, because of the presentation you were able to give that customer, and the in-depth like quote you were able to provide versus like a handwritten or like something typed up in Excel. And what I'm saying is, like, if you didn't know that, if you weren't using the app and you were going against that person on paper, and you ended up either getting it at that lower price or not getting it all, wouldn't that shape what you think of how to price flat glass and how to win jobs and what's really out there? It's almost like your first examples of what you encounter can shape your entire perspective. And I just always think about that when people go, well, that's good in your area, but you don't know about my area. And I'm like, sort of, but
man, you gotta set the standard. I say that in the shop a lot. Like, if there's a traditional way to do things, don't look to meet that expectation and stay there. Like, no, go above it. And again, whenever I was moving into flat glass the first time, it was the struggles of, I remember going to these jobs, and it's like a customer wanted this room with this film, wanted that room with a different film, and it's like I'm having to make all these notes and try to get creative for how to organize all of this. And then on top of that, if we get the job, now it's like, okay, well, shoot, now I got to know how to order the film, then I got to know how to communicate to the installer what's what, and now it's everything goes into the app. Like, we book out, like, we create different rooms. each room you can put a different film on it. You print out your installer sheet at the end, right? It's going to have all the rooms, all their measurements, the different kinds of films that go on there. I'm telling you what, like the project. So we had the project that you were talking about. We had a 400 square foot job that we had to do. Now, when I first went to the job site, the person of contact who was in charge of getting this job done, who their only concern was price. Anytime I'd ask them, hey, what type of film are you looking for? Whatever's cheapest. Okay, cool. Well, there's this film, there's that film. Which one? What kind of look do you want to go? Whatever's cheapest. I'm like, oh Jesus. Okay. So we gave him a bid. He gave me the usual. Well, think about it. We got to get a few more quotes to get approval. And didn't hear from him for a couple days. Then he reached out and he said, hey, we got a couple of other bids that were significantly less. I asked for screenshots because the way that I said, well, can you give us a screenshot or can you send us something to verify so that we can know exactly what we're getting for that price point, and we can see what we can offer. They sent back a screenshot of literally like a PDF file of the company's name, and it was like just super simple. It was just this job, this glare reduction film, doesn't even say brand or anything, and the price. That was it. Now, it was half of the rate that we were going for, but to me, what stood out was the fact that they still decided to check back with us and said, hey, this is a bid that we got. Could you come close to it? And their main reason was because our presentation made us seem like we were well more established than anybody else out there. And the presentation came down to obviously how we treat ourselves in person. But when they're presenting these proposals to a project manager, the project manager is getting PDF files from every other company, and then you get a complete link from us that has pictures, that has warranty policies, that has W-9s, that have like certificate of insurance, like all completely digital. You're gonna stand out. And even though they were looking for the cheapest price out there, our presentation allowed them to see that there's a difference between going cheap versus going to someone who seems more well established. And I feel like that's the advantage that Tint Wiz app gave us on this one. Even though they were going into it with I want the cheapest price, now that they saw the presentation of different companies, Tint Wiz app gave us the advantage, and we're gonna get that job. 1,000%. There's no doubt in my mind. We're gonna get that job, and it's a nice job. Really, really nice job. Yeah, some of the pictures that I for the proposals, there'll be pictures of what the film looks like, both inside and out. There'll be case studies that I put together talking about the films and how other previous customers use that same film for the same solutions that these new people are looking to see, to solve. And it's a huge competitive advantage. Like it's awesome. And then the automatic follow-ups after that will sometimes, a lot of times, reinitiates conversations. Sometimes they'll bring up an objection that they have. Hey, I didn't understand this, and hey, maybe I was looking for a different film. But they kind of come up out of nowhere, and then I realize it's the Tint Wiz app doing its thing to make you more money, or make me more money in this case.
That's the goal. And so for anybody who hasn't enabled the review system, it does need to be enabled. It's pretty simple. We were going to have it up on screen, but it didn't work out today. But you just go into reviews, enable it, add any like your Google profile if you want. If not, it always does give the customer the option of leaving a review within, like, through Tint Wiz as well. So if they don't have a Google account or a Yelp account or whatnot, or you don't somehow, you can still gather reviews right now. And then also, like, there's still people out there without a website. If you set up the review feature, you then get the profile page URL that's specific to your company, and that can serve as a website. It'll have your company info. They can click to get a quote, and it'll have any reviews. So that, if you don't have a website, still set it up and use that as your website for the time being. You can even redirect the URL to that URL if you want.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, that's how we've been able to
Tim
grow
asked real quick.
Fast on.
Oh, sorry. Tim asked real quick.
No,
you talk us through how to bring reviews in from Google before we had this, to bring in old ones. So just go to the review area on Tint Wiz. You're going to see add new at the top, upper right. It'll say add new. Click it, and you can literally copy and paste any review in there. You can add pictures, and you'll see source. When you click source, you're going to see like Google and Yelp and like Home Advisor and Nextdoor. Just pick Google and just add them, and that's it. You literally can copy and paste them in, and you can add your own pictures if you happen to have pictures and maybe the customer didn't leave pictures in there, which is also nice. So if customers leave reviews for you directly into Tint Wiz or not, you can still go ahead on the Tint Wiz side and add your own pictures, which really make a big difference in the review, is not only reading the review, but seeing pictures of the work, of course.
Absolutely, man. You know what? We have the Texas Squeegee is going to be making his way over to Gonzales, Texas next week, because we are fulfilling the giveaway that happened at Tinter Battles 2021 that was sponsored by Tint Wiz. Tint Wiz sponsored the traveling tinter, Jason Omoletsky, to go down to a shop and help them out. It's fully sponsored trip. So next week we are doing that. Stay tuned for the lives that we're going to be having on both Instagram and Facebook. I'm going to be there. Of course, we're going to be there with the Tintertainment production team. We are putting 2-part episodes on that. We're going to be in Gonzales, Texas. This is going to be to fulfill the giveaway that Tint sponsored on Tinter Battles 2021. That is also going to come back for Tinter Battles 2022. That's sponsoring another traveling tinter giveaway. And what this is going to be is Jason, the myth, the legend, the traveling tinter, the pioneer in the industry, is going to be coming down to a shop to do whatever it needs to, whatever that shop owner needs them to do. It includes these things. If the shop owner wants to take some time off and go on a vacation, Jason can be there to take over and substitute. If the shop owner has some staff that they need training, both new and advanced, Jason can go in there and train that staff. If there's a detail shop or a PDF shop that wants to move into window tinting as a service, Jason can come in and do that. Jason is an all-around. Think of this guy like water. You put him in a pot, he turns into a pot. You put him into a bottle, the guy turns into a bottle. He's there for whatever you need him to be. All you got to do, what you got to do in order for people to enter this giveaway, right? We just got to be at the event, right?
So Jason's giving away 2 entries every Tuesday on Tinter Tuesday, his live stream on Instagram. So basically show up every single Tuesday to Jason's Tinter Tuesday on Instagram, and he gives away 2 entries towards winning him. Now, 1 entry like that he gives away, if you win, you get like Tinter merch. So you get a hoodie, you get a Tinter shirt, it's co-branded Tint Wiz and Tinter. You get a hoodie, a shirt, and a hat. And you get an entry to get Jason to come out. And then he gives away a second entry, which you don't get the merch, but you just get the entry. So he's going to be doing that every single Tinter Tuesday until Tinter Battles. So I think that puts it about 30 chances to win. So anybody who happens to win one of these is going to basically have a 1 in 30 chance to have Jason come out.
Yep, that giveaway, it's going to go down in Tinter Battles 2022. Get Jason, the man, the myth, the legend, to come down to your shop and have him be there, whatever you need him to be. So, yeah, and speaking of which, the final giveaway.
Tinter is the final giveaway. Tinter. So, do you happen to know who won the second one by chance?
I don't think so. I'm on my phone, so I can't really
No big deal.
you know.
If you won the second one, and you know you won if the code worked. If it doesn't work, if it says it's invalid, it means somebody already used it, so now it doesn't work, and that's why it's invalid. I know Tim Johnson won the first one.
Yeah.
I'm curious who won the second one and who's going to win the third one. I feel like Tim Johnson might win the. I kind of have a feeling Tim Johnson may win the proposal battle too. It's a little bit of we got a delay going on here.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know. Like, look, everybody, like, you might be underestimating the fast fingers of Carla with Texas Tint Master. She is dealing with proposals on a daily basis, and not only with automotive, we're getting a ton of leads. Now she's having to deal with flat glass leads as well. But actually, I'm the one who sends the flat glass proposals. So, but I tell you what, though, she's good. She is not one to take lightly, man. I'm gonna tell you, she might be that underdog that people overlook. But as I already said, the only way she's coming back home is with the prize. So she better chop with those fingers instead. It was proposal battle.
Julian, one of the Cali Bros, won. I think it's same Julian. I can't really see too well, but yes, I believe it's Julian with the Cali Bros. He won one of them, and Stephen Williams won the other one, and then Tim Johnson won the first one. So those are the 3 winners, and everything should be on the way to them. The only reason I think Tim Johnson may be a winner is he seems to win a lot of these giveaways we do in live streams. He seems to be super fast, like just fast. So, I mean, I hope Carla can bring the lightning. But Tim just has some fast fingers, man.
I got you, man. I'm telling you, we got pre-canned proposals, and I'm telling you, like, the strategy to win this thing is you got to have your pre-canned proposal ready to go. You cannot sit there just like in in your everyday business. If you're having to type the proposal each and every single time, you are losing out. Like, you're wasting so much time. The best way to do it is if you have pre-canned proposals. So all you do is pull it up, hit send again, and then you're in. Boom. It's the fast way to do it. It's a strategy. It's a strategy to win a proposal battle. It's a strategy to make more money in daily business.
So, turns out Julian didn't win. It accepted the code, but then somebody else must have like checked out. You know, that's the tricky part about this. Is it really is once the first person submit, everybody else is you know, not a winner, unfortunately, but there'll be more opportunities.
You got Cody Becker, aka the one who lost to the Texas Squeegee Dinner Battle 2021. He's asking for what our CAD proposals look like, and it's very simple, better than his. Squeegee that.
I think Cody's coming to us from like a Christmas float. Like a parade float.
Oh,
he was on his way to a parade.
Hey, you know what? You know, if the Beckers were competing in this thing and they had to get votes, I'll tell you, man, one of the most impressive things about Tinter Battles 2021 is how the fact that their entire little town rallied behind them, and they had a parade, I think, if I remember right. They had a parade. They had a billboard off the side of the road with "Good luck to Cody and Jared at Tinter Battles 21." These guys got sent off. I'm telling you, if they were competing in Tinter Battles 2021, they would have gotten their entire. I mean, if they're competing in 22, they would have gotten their entire town to come and vote for them. And like, I mean, again, your strategy, what you mentioned earlier is, you got to convince people, but you also got to rally people to join these groups and vote.
I mean, if you're competing, you should be part of those 6 groups. So you can at least vote for yourself 6 times. And you want to do that with everybody you can talk to, because it's potentially 6 votes. It would be a shame to lose by a vote or 2 because the person simply didn't vote in a group, but they would have voted for you.
Yeah, and like that. So the voting polls are going to go live on December the 14th. They are going to stop on December the 20th. And then December the 21st, Jason is going to announce the finalists moving on to Tuesday. Now, in full transparency, to verify that nothing was rigged, funny shenanigans, no biases, when I start taking the tally, I'm screenshotting every single poll. And I am going to publish them so that everybody can see them in full transparency. Who got voted in. There are no shenanigans. We're moving on to Tinter Battles 2022 for the ultimate competition for the Tinter Tag Team titles. Oh, man.
I can't wait. I love that the voting's transparent, because I already feel like a huge amount of pressure as to who I'm going to vote for, because, you know, you want to vote for everybody. You can't vote for everybody. You can only vote for 6 people at most, so 6 teams rather. So, a couple questions I got asked. Dylan had asked what the new segment is. The new segment at Tinter Battles will be a Tint Wiz proposal challenge for auto and for flat. There'll be a winner for each. It's going to be who can send the fastest quote based on some terms that we'll announce ahead of time. The winner of that will walk away with a brand new iPad mini, a purple iPad mini, as well as a fully paid travel, hotel, everything paid for Tinter Battles 23. So there'll be 2 winners, an auto and a flat. That's the new segment that we just announced. And then what was the other question? Hang on. How many teams in the election? Nipsey asked. As of right now, there's 31 teams to vote for, and everybody will have a max of 6 votes. I want to go out on a limb and say this. I don't know if I'm right or not. I might be totally wrong. But if you want to vote in all 6 groups, and you can't get into one of the groups because of a previous mishap that got you kicked out of the group, I believe that Tinter Battles 2022 is the opportunity to get back in that group. So if you were kicked out of a group, I suggest maybe just message somebody from the group and say, I really want to be part of this voting thing. Can I be back in this group? And I have a feeling that all the groups that are participating would just say an open yes. Absolutely, right? Would you agree?
Yep. The purpose, like I said, from the very beginning, Tinter Battles and Tintertainment is about elevating the industry and helping everybody else. So this is encouraging members to be a part of all of these groups and to engage in all of these groups and create some more action and some more fun, some more entertainment with these groups. So definitely get your friends involved, get your family involved. Again, get them to join the groups. And if you don't know which groups they are posted regularly on the Tintertainment Network page that get distributed throughout the window tint community on Facebook and on Instagram as well. But yeah, like Eric said, if you've been a part of these groups, which I think out of the groups that are there, I don't think none of them have the reputation of constantly kicking people out. So I think that we should pretty much be fair game. But if there's any sort of something there, reach out to someone, reach out to me, reach out to someone. We'll make sure that you can get in there and you can have a fair, you'll have a fair, fair vote going into this thing. Yeah, I see.
Carlos, real quick, Marco. Marco, the man who can't sweat, wanted you, but I don't know if you can see the comments, to announce that Chris will join the PPF workshop for Tinter Battles, which is pretty fucking awesome. For anybody who hasn't met Chris, or if you know the work he puts out and the knowledge database of Clearbrock Chris. I mean, he's just an awesome human being, but beyond like library of PPF knowledge. He's been in the game forever, and it's really awesome to hear that he'll be a part of that workshop. It's just another way you can get value when you show up here. You can leave with more skills than you came with.
Man, look, omnipotent, all-knowing Eric Yavash. Is there any more reasons that people need to go to Tinter Battles 2022? I mean, have you not been entertained? Did not deliver in Tinter Battles 2021? And like we said, Tinter Battles 22 will be bigger, better, and better. We are going to be maxed out capacity. There is, like, seriously, no joke. Go ahead and register right now. Go ahead and book your stuff, because Tinter Battle 2022 will be at max capacity. Squeegee that. And like I said, whether you are a window tinter, whether you are a tinter getting into PPF, whether you just come in from entertainment, this is going to deliver experiences like you have never experienced before. This is a networking event you have never networked before. You are going to laugh. I project that people are going to come out of Tinter Battle 2022 with a 10-year lifespan of their life by the amount of laughter and love going out at this event. This is an event that you do not want to miss. This is an event that you cannot miss. So make sure that you book it now. Set the time aside, and again, show up and get tintified. Oh,
I like what happened there when you put the glasses on.
Right now. What? What happened?
Oh, sorry, there's a little delay, but I just said I liked what happened when you put your glasses on. It seemed like, I don't know if you just put them on, but it seemed like there was a new pizzazz. Like you did something, you like reshuffled your glasses and then you came back with more energy.
Yeah, I did. I mean, the glasses do a thing, you know. Tinter battles will be great, but I'm really looking forward to being right there with everybody at Tinter Battles 2022, and I cannot wait, to just meet everybody and have a great time, and it's gonna be great. Like I said, I'm looking forward already to meet every single person and go one-on-one with the tinted one at the Heat Train Tournament at the Tinter Battles competition. Squeegee that. Ah.
Squeegee that. Squeegee that. So anything else we need to get out there that we missed? We can't show the video. I can't think of a way we can get this video up. So that's, a little unfortunate. But
yeah, there's a new. Hold on.
I feel like I need to
promo coming out for Tinter Battles 2022 on the Tintertainment Network page. It is the most tint-defying promo you'll ever see. Advertising one of the most tint-defying events in the window tint community for 2022, an event that you cannot miss, an event that you will not miss. Going live after we go off of this magnificent tint-defying Tint Wizdom. Now, the unfortunate thing, actually, Eric, I think that I might have a video where we were rehearsing the intro for this Tint Wizdom that unfortunately we missed out.
So what did we miss on, you were saying?
Well, I don't know. I'm waiting to see if you're gonna get wismatized with these shades. Now that you got them on, I want to see Eric, the omnipotent knowing, flap his little gums and not be able to shut up. Look, when you wear the tint-defying shades, you don't need a Bang energy drink. Son, I am the Bang energy drink. I am the most tint-defying figure, the one you cannot shut up, the one that flapped his gums, the one that spoke his way and trash-talked his way into Tinter Battles 2021. Coming back to Tinter Battles 2022, more tintified than ever before. Squeegee that.
I want to see you put your belt on the line 22. What do you think? Is there any way that you might put your belt on the line?
You may as well call me the deal-making, money-making Squeegee, because if anybody wants to come and get this belt on the line, you got to come with the right deal, because this ain't the belt that is just belongs to any champ. This belongs to the champ, and you bet your bottom triad this belt will not just go towards any chump that thinks he can go one-on-one with the tinted one. You got to come and you got to be a proven name to go up against the Texas Squeegee. This is a belt that was earned. This is a belt that will have to get taken off the Texas Squeegee's cold, dead body. And let me tell you something right now. Omnipotent, all-knowing Eric Badge, the Tint Wiz, Tintertainment champion, belongs to the Texas Squeegee, just like the future of the window tint industry is the Texas Squeegee. Squeegee that.
Okay, so it sounds like it's up for grabs then. You just have to take it forcefully.
It's up for grabs.
Is that what I heard?
I'll tell you what, look, let me tell you something right now. This is Nipsey right here, his little industry complaint department. So Nipsey, any little words that you have to the Texas Squeegee about taking my belt, you can send them right here to my industry complaint department, because no matter amount of word that you may be able to say, I don't care if you've been a finalist in other little battles in the window tint community, you have not been a finalist in the window tinting battles, in the tinter battles, going up against the Texas Squeegee. So Nipsey, you want it, you come and get it. You bring the little fourth place medal you bring that little yogurt lid you call a fourth place medal with the Texas Squeegee. Put that on the line, and I'll tell you what, when you do that, son, you might as well put on your retirement, because when you go one-on-one with the tinted one, as Mean Machine Dean Mitchell can very well verify through an automated Tint Wiz review, Mean Machine Dean Mitchell, after Tinter Battles 2021, has been a little bit on the quiet side, because that man stood up one-on-one with the tinted one, and he got hit, and he got hit hard. And this man has been quiet now. But at me and Mean Machine Dean Mitchell have buried the hatchet. We have worked things out. We decided to coexist. I said, Mean Machine Dean Mitchell, I tell you what, you brought your A game. You took the Texas Squeegee to the battle. We both didn't come out winning, but much respect to Mean Machine. However, Nipsey Goldman, You want to step up against a Texas Squeegee? Step up, because you ain't going to be able to keep up with the most tint-defying figure, and you're looking at him right now. Squeegee that.
Squeegee that. That's it. Squeegee that. I mean, where do you go from there?
He's gonna
What do we
look.
have?
He's gonna
90
look.
days left until.
Yeah, he's gonna have to go to Tinter Battles 2022, because I tell you what, at Tinter Battles 2023, the statute of limitations on whether the Texas Squeegee can compete is gone. And you bet your bottom triads I'm gonna be handing out more ass whoopings than a purple Tint Wiz triad has been handing them out in 2021. And Nipsey Solid Goldman, I got a 2-for-1 special, because that man has been running his mouth a long time. But I'm gonna tell him right now, he better be counting the months to Tinter Battles 2023, because when he goes one-on-one with the Tinter One, I'm telling you right now, as a guarantee, Nipsey Solid Goldman will be the last that anybody will ever see. He is going to be Nipsey fake Goldman, not everything that glitters shines. And you'll see it when Nipsey goes up against a real champ. Hey, ain't nobody gonna be coming up here, talking that mess about the Texas Squeegee. Ain't nobody be coming up here talking about that fourth place, you know what I'm saying? Texas Squeegee, you know what I'm saying? Texas Squeegee. Son, I will speak some coherent ass whooping into your life with the real solid gold belt.
So what I heard is the 2021 contestants will be eligible to potentially compete in 2023 again, which is absolutely awesome, if that's what I understood. And if I could make one other request a little ahead of time, I would love to see 10 teams compete in 23 just for the team competition instead of 5, because I just feel like 5 is just, it's too small of a list at this point. I want to see more.
Let me tell you something, Eric Gavash. At Tinter Battles 2023, this Squeegee, you said how many teams? 10? You said 10 teams, right? I'm going to tell you something right now. 10 teams, and this Squeegee right here has got an ass whooping that has a capacity for more than 20 people. So, Tinter Battles 2023, for those who don't know, Tinter Battles 2023 is going to be in a giant venue. Trust me, there will be enough space to put as many competitors as we want to. And in fact, for the Texas Squeegee, the more the merrier, because ass whooping is just my specialty. And there is no shortage of ass whoopings when it comes to the Texas Squeegee and anybody else that wants a piece of the most tint-defying figure.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, 2023 definitely is going to be big. I know Madison Square Garden was taken that weekend, which was unfortunate, but I feel like the second choice for the event is just as spectacular, and it's going to host a lot of people.
It's definitely going to host a lot of people.
Hopefully 24.
And in fact, look, we had 31 teams this year, and we're talking about, look, Tinter Battles 2022 is going to be even bigger and better than the first one. We're talking about Tinter Battles 23 being even bigger and even better than 2022? Oh, man. Oh, man. I'm going to see an entire crowd of a bunch of tinters all in line to receive an ass whooping one by one with the tinted one, the Texas Squeegee.
I can't wait for this evening thing you have planned with the, I don't know, impersonations and all sorts of, I don't know, comedy and whatever. Like, it's, I imagine it being a little bit of a variety show from how you explained it earlier, right? It's just kind of a talent show in a way.
It's going to be, look, it's going to be Tinters in entertainment. It's going to be Tintertainment. There's going to be performances. There's going to be comedies, impersonations. Look, I'm going to tell you something right now. I did not know this, but apparently there's a few extremely well-talented impersonators in this industry that I want to hear more from. In fact, Nipsey Solid Goldman apparently has some really, really good impersonations, but I want to hear them. But the one thing I know for sure, Nipsey Solid Goldman, I want to see him impersonate what it's like to be a real champion like the Texas Squeegee.
Did you know that Luke Combs will be performing at Tinder Battles 2022?
Luke
That's
Combs.
what I heard.
I don't know. Is he going to be combing the crowd with a bunch of tintertainment?
Country music star, I believe. My understanding. So yeah, I mean, there were celebrities last year. There'll be celebrities this year.
You know what?
You know, I can't wait.
Maybe, just maybe, Dean Machine, Dean Mitchell, who was threatening the Texas Squeegee with a chiseler, and we might see a return of Chiselmy Nizzle with his official proposed and performed by the Texas Squeegee. Oh, some people know, most people don't. That performance at Tinder Battle 2022. Who knows? If we get lucky. And
So we
you know
had
what? Hold
some,
on. Wait. I want to know right here in front of the millions and millions of 20 Tint Wiz viewers, are you going to be doing an impersonation? Because I've heard about 2 of them, and I said this is complete entertainment gold. You have to do this. You have to do the impersonations at Tinder Battle 2022.
Me?
Yeah.
Trying to let Mitch on here for some reason. When I try to let somebody on, it says there's already a guest on this show, but obviously you can add Boss and Nipsey have been trying to get on for them to join.
Look, now I know that you may be tech savvy since you do run the Tint Wiz app, but let me tell you something right now, something that you don't know. Facebook has room for only one champion. You're looking at him right now. This live right
possible.
Here, they filter the no chunk filter, and unfortunately, Nipsey did not qualify to join us on this live for Tint Wizdom.
You know, it's weird because it says guest request. I see Nipsey. I can hit approve, and then it just says you set the audience to public. Anyone can see a live video. Let's see, send invite. I can't bring Nipsey, Mitch Goldman on camera. There's already a guest on this broadcast. This sucks.
No. Hold on. No,
well,
it's not. Yes, there's already the guest, and you're looking at him right here. Nipsey Solid Goldman. I'm telling you, this man has been clean from the Texas Squeegee. He's too scared to come on live. And you know what? I'd be surprised if he actually goes one-on-one with the Tinted One in some sort of type of maybe future Tint Wizdom or a Tinter Tuesday or a B+ All Things window film. Regardless of the matter, there's going to be a whole lot of freezing up because I'm telling you, there's only one room for a champion, and you're looking at him right now.
So, you know what just came to mind when you're talking about champions and Mitch Goldman also has championship. His team is the industry complaint department. And I feel like maybe everybody doesn't necessarily know like the idea behind that. But my understanding is it's, you know, people typically come to him and will come to Lawrence and they'll voice their complaints. There'll be an ear to listen, and maybe like they resolve things behind the scenes. It's like people come to them for like, hey man, what's like this is a problem, this is happening. And I don't want to like reveal names or anything, but you told me about a situation where there was a complaint and you referred it to the industry complaint department and it got handled. I thought that was pretty fucking cool because it's like his like, you know, his Tinder Battles team name is something he's actually like living. It's not just like a team name. This is like a real thing.
Yeah, look, me and Nipsey, we've got our little feud going on. You know, it's been kind of brewing for some time, but I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. Sometimes the trash piles up, and you gotta take the trash out. And sometimes you gotta have a trash man to take the trash out. And in this role, it happens to be Nipsey Goldman, who again, my complaint department was this, and now his name is Nipsey Goldman, and he handled it. He handles complaints pretty dang well. But I got a complaint that is He cannot process, man. I'm telling you, he cannot process the complaint called the Texas Squeegee. However, we will have to see. I don't know why Nipsey's not coming on live right now. I think that I think that
Mark Zuckerberg's fault.
huh?
It's
I'll tell
Mark
you what, how
Zuckerberg's
about this?
fault. It wasn't Mitch's fault.
No. I'm telling you, there's a no chump filter on this thing. Everybody's telling me to go for the Texas Squeegee to get out. Fine, I'll get out. Let's see Nipsey Solid Goldman. How's that? Sound like a deal?
What was the deal?
So everybody's talking about, they want to hear from Nipsey Solid Goldman. They want to see this man go live. Unfortunately, we can't do a three-way because, I got too much. But let me tell you something right now, Nipsey. I may not be able to compete at Tinter Battles 2022, but I've got my minions going to Tinter Battles 2022 as the Texas Tint Masters team, aka Crypto Blades. And we're talking about Crypto Pete and Johnny Blades going in to compete on behalf of the Texas Squeegee. Now, I've told them very clearly, fellas, there's only one way back to Houston, Texas, into the Texas Tint Masters Camp of Champions, and that is with those belts. So if you do not come back, unfortunately, we cannot do business any longer because I don't do business with chumps. I do business with champs. Squeegee that.
Yeah. So I saw something on MSNBC where they were covering Pete and Blades competing in Tinter Battles. There was some sort of segment on Tinter Battles, and they were talking about that. And what they were insinuating on live TV today was that you, as the organizer of the event, might somehow, unfairly favor that team because their jobs are on the line, number one, and they work for you, obviously. They work at Texas Tint Masters. So I don't know if you caught that segment on TV today or not, but what would you say to that sort of criticism?
So to the criticism that the accusations is that the Texas Squeegee has to rig to put in the most tint-defying team on behalf of the most tint-defying figure. Is that the accusation?
They weren't saying that they needed the advantage. They weren't saying that they couldn't win without the advantage. But it was just I don't know. I caught kind of the end of it. It was just talking about how you're the organizer and it's potentially I don't know. I just didn't know if you saw it and whatnot. I'm sure it's going to be on other news avenues tomorrow. It'll probably be on TMZ or whatnot. So you'll see it. And I was just wondering how you would what you'd say about that.
This to me sounds like maybe the source is a bit insecure. I think the source knows that the Texas Squeegee's team going in there and competing on behalf of the Texas Squeegee is going to take the belt home. I think that they are already lining up their excuses so that once they lose, they call foul. Yep. Look, that's not going to happen because at the end of the day, this is a fair and square competition. And like it was in the first one, the Texas Squeegee doesn't need to rig anything in order to come out as a true champion. And whether it's me or whether it's my crew, we don't need any sort of handouts. We don't need any sort of favors. We don't need any sort of free giveaways. We're going to go in there fair and square because at the end of the day, when you've got the Texas Squeegee on your side, everybody's going to call foul because you're looking at the most tint-defying champion of all. Squeegee that. I am the type of entertainment fuel.
Because
well, look, Tinter Battles 2021 was an event that turned stars into superstars. And you're looking at the mastermind right here. And Tinter Battles 2022, we are going to see the birth of new superstars coming out. And look, this is a jealousy factor thing. You really want the belt, you call out the Texas Squeegee straight one-on-one. You don't go through little TV media sources, outlets, and complain. You go straight to the complaint department and go take it up with Nipsey Goldman. And if the complaint is about the tinted one, you go one-on-one with the Texas Squeegee.
So as far as fairness goes, I would say that this has the making of the most fair competition ever, because to even get into the competition, you have to be voted in, and you're voted in by the public, and those results are transparent because everybody can see who voted in the poll and who voted for who. And then you're having those votes certified by the same company that certifies the presidential election. So, I mean, I don't understand how it could possibly get any more like legit than this. So I was just surprised to see that. That's why I wanted to bring it up.
Well, like it's a bunch of shady accusations going up against the Texas Squeegee. People trying to, the people are trying to crack the foundation of the Tintertainment, the Tintertainment platform. But it's, again, a real champion would not be calling foul. A real champion goes in to back their claims because a real champion is not scared. And when it comes to the Texas Tint Masters Camp of Champions, we don't need any extra pizzazz. We don't need any extra favors. We don't need to take envelopes under the table. We are going to go in there fair and square because at the end of the day, we're going to win this fair and square. If they were the ones, look, you'll never catch my team making excuses. You'll never catch my team asking for people to cut me a break because, oh, there's a special relationship with, there's a special relationship with the event organizer. No.
Okay, knock out a couple things in here. Everybody asking me to bring Mitch on. I've been trying to accept people onto the show for like the last hour. Every single time I do it, Facebook says that there's already somebody on here and you can't add another person. I know you can add another person, but for whatever reason, like Carlos said, I don't know if it's because of the belt that he's holding, Facebook isn't letting another person join. So trust me, I would love nothing more than to Mitch to come on here, do some impressions, talk some shit. I would be laughing, the whole time. Maybe let Hoss in here. He could do an Island Boy little song for us. I would love that more than anything. But just saying.
Yeah.
Trust me, I want people to join the event. So,
well, I'll tell you what, man. Why don't you go ahead and close out the Texas Squeegee? I'm getting sick and tired of all these little bullcrap accusations talking about rigging a competition. So we don't need to rig no competition. Then you know who you are out there already creating your little excuses before you even got voted in. You haven't even made it to the finalists, son. So if I were you, I would focus on getting some votes because at the end of the day, you're talking up against a world champion when you haven't even stepped on the same stage. And once you do, you'll realize you cannot keep up with the tinted one. Squeegee that. Go ahead and let somebody else take this airtime. I'm getting pissed off at this thing right now with these stupid accusations.
Carlos, it was a pleasure having you on tonight. A lot of fun. Being it was the first episode back in a while, I had a great time. And we will go ahead and just, I guess, squeegee that with you and then let somebody else on here and see where we go. It'll be Mitch. Thank you very much, Carlos. I can't wait for...
Yeah, there's a lag.
Have a good evening, my friend.
Everybody that wants to go one-on-one, I'm going to tell you one message. I'm going to close out with this one. Go tint yourself. Squeegee that.
Let somebody on. So let's see if Mitch is still available. Mitch, I sent you an info. There we are. What's up, my brother?
Man, this dude here. Come on now. Tell him. I got the real shit right here. This ain't from Amazon, partner.
So you didn't buy that. You actually competed and won it?
I earned this. I earned this, unlike the little belt he's carrying that he bought off of Amazon. I understand, he's scared to put it up on the line and all that because he's afraid of real competition. That boy been ducking me for 2 years, man. I don't need to. Look. I understand. He wants to be on my level, so that's the reason why he attacks me. But that's all right. He can do that. I will give him that opportunity. And he's lucky I don't go my ass into entertainment right now and call him out to entertainment because I don't want to sit here with you, Eric. I want to sit here with him and go back and forth.
All right. Well, let me see if I can add him.
Dude,
I love you too. And I agree. I would rather actually see you both go back and forth. So I don't know if he's maybe available to go live into entertainment now. That would be fucking awesome, wouldn't it?
I tell you what, I love to go into entertainment right now and invite him on a live, and me and him can go straight up and talk whatever we want to talk out. We can sit on this bitch for 2 days if he wants to argue. I have no problem with that. But just tell him, look,
I would love.
you see that? You see that, Carlos? You see that? I hope you comment. Comment. I can see all your comments. Where you at?
All right. Well, is that vinyl behind you? Is that printed vinyl
What's
behind
that?
you? Is that
No,
printed
that's
vinyl?
actually a wall that my wife does. My wife actually does it with like sheetrock mud and like trickles it and does all kind of shit with it. She does badass work
Super
with it.
cool.
Really does.
Really nice. All right. So then why don't we do this? Why don't we cut this off? We'll see if Carlos can go
All right.
live in there into entertainment, and we'll get everybody in there and have some fun.
That'll work. Let's have some fun. And you want some of this, Carlo? You want some of this? Bring it, paper champ. Bring it.
So hopefully this could resume
Love
in
y'all,
the
man.
entertainment group.
I love y'all. We're gonna take this where it's supposed to be, in the entertainment. Because I'm about to show this boy. I'm about to bring it to him.
All right.
Eric, my bad for cutting you so short, bro. I love you, dude. Loving everything that you're doing,
love
bro.
it.
Hey, bro, you are this industry yourself, dude, and I appreciate everything you've done for us, dude. Really have. But yeah, let's
Thank
go take
you.
it to entertainment,
The feelings.
bro. See what's happening.
Let's take it to entertainment. And I just want to say real quick, Billy Murray left a comment earlier just saying how you and Lawrence are the big brothers of the industry. And I agree with that 100%. I appreciate your friendship and some times where you were my big brother. So thank you, you and Lawrence both. So thank you both.
Hey, man, coming from the godfather of this industry, I appreciate everything, man. Appreciate everything. Because what you did in these past few years, bro, nobody can touch what you did in the past 3 years, dude. You made this industry. I mean, all I did was just call out a bunch of people on their bullshit. You actually showed the industry the love and how these people supposed to be treating each other, and it really changed a lot of people.
Thanks, man. We did it together. Everybody did it together, really. But I appreciate you saying that. And I'm ready to see what happens in entertainment. So let's do this. If you're not in the entertainment group, get in there. But we'll see you there.
Yeah. I'm in the entertainment group. All right, I see you there, brother. Love you.
No, you are. No, I'm saying if anybody else watching isn't in there, make sure you get in there because that's where this is going to go. So
make sure you get in there because it's about to go down. It's about to go down like James Brown.
All right, everyone. Thank you for watching. Sorry about the technical difficulties at the beginning. We will be back next Wednesday. And have a great night. See you in entertainment group now. Bye, everyone.